Time now for the Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on this Saturday morning, June 4th, 2016. Good morning to you all on this lovely Saturday morning, June 4th, 2016. There are your news and odds on our top story at 8:02 in the morning time on this Saturday morning is a sad news in the boxing world around the country as Muhammad Ali, the greatest boxer of all time, has passed away at the age of 74. Mourners embarked at his hometown of Louisville to bring flowers and all sorts of cards, and there will be a memorial service down in Louisville, Kentucky for the public. Donald Trump has made at least one valuable contribution to the political debate. He has exposed Paul Ryan as America's most overrated elected official. Paris, the death toll from the flood in France has risen to 4, officials said Saturday, as the water level in the Seine River in Paris slowly started to decrease after reaching its peak overnight. Pope Francis has removed measures to attack bishops who mishandle child sexual abuse cases. Our papal Greece says bishops who are negligent of dealing with a priest committed abuse will be moved on to the new legal procedures. Donald Trump has said for months that Judge Gonzalo Curiel, the judge who heard the case against Trump University, could not be impartial because his parents immigrated to the United States from Mexico. Singapore, China said Saturday it will ignore the decision of the International Arbitration Panel of the Philippines lawsuit against Beijing sweeping territorial claims in the South China Sea. Italy's president has opened a temporary exhibit of artworks on the island of Lampedusa to promote dialogue about the migrant crisis. Amman, the Syrian army has crossed the boundary in Raqqa province, home to the de facto capital of Islamic State, after a major Russian-backed offensive against the militants of Syria and Observatory for Human Rights Center on Saturday. Tens of thousands of Hong Kong residents are expected to commemorate China's Tiananmen Square crackdown and evidence that is divided the city's pro-democracy movement over how the domestic country China has grown control over the city. Chicago released audio and video files from one open investigations of police Pierce Friday. It's possible set expressed by the real police reform starts in City Hall with the bodies. A 4 recovered on Friday. The death toll rose at 9 and overturned in an army truck in the flood waters, reported Texas Army said. Prosecutors in Southeast Texas say a teenage boy has been charged with murder after he allegedly sexually assaulted and choked to death his 15-year-old girlfriend while he recorded her cries on his cell phone. Washington President Obama on Friday stepped alongside a battle of Democratic National Committee Chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz and encouraged the Democrats to have her back. Will cause premium acts in Texas, Oklahoma, could be Illinois sticker shock. Fight fell after 4 days of business meetings and events. The 46th annual Walmart shareholders meeting after concluded Friday morning at Bud Walton Arena. The government reported Friday that employees had just 3,000 workers in the payrolls in the Bay. A sharp slowdown and hired and expected to push back in the decision of the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates. In Foxborough, a single lady sponsored of a car stereo, a group of women dancing in a tight circle, singing along the tops of the lungs of a popular Beyonce number elsewhere in parking lots outside Gillette City on Friday night. Our Beyonce songs will be heard in every direction of the sound, fans delegated before the Singing in Formation World Tour performance. And while May 34 has some flack against her, Senate issues including police brutality against unarmed black men and her friends, said beyond 100%. Efforts Greece scientists say collected researchers discovered in shallow waters off the Greek island Zach noodles were actually formed by a natural process. Kenneth Opel is a neurologist and director of the physician scientist training program at Northwest University Feinberg School of Medicine. As part of the new study, he's making some bold claims about dogs that came to the man's best friend. The new research indicates that the ancestors of modern-day dogs actually were domesticated trusts, not once a sudden revolution that dates back. 2 baby dragons have been recorded mentioned for the first time in a remote cave in Slovenia, accessed by an underground train. Recall due to possible Leicester contamination has been spent in Glenmore Park in the United States and Puerto Rico plus 2 in Canada as cashier expense recall of products made with sunflower seeds. 7 separate salmonella outbreaks across 35 states, sickened more than 3 people in the first 4 months of the year that are outgoing. Public health advocates were expected about to find a chemical over how much to spend coming to the Zika virus out. Look longly in the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Lowell, Massachusetts Democratic activists and elected officials from across Massachusetts are convention on Lowell for the annual state convention. The governor Saturday is adjusting the Democrats to hold their messages ahead of the fall presidential contest with legislative races. One island of to the speech by Elizabeth Warren. Middleborough, Massachusetts State Police say a 67-year-old man was killed when his car crashed on Interstate 485 in Middleborough. Take a look at New England then to the south. Nope. Peter Chell News Time. 8:08 to the morning time on this Saturday morning. It did start off a spot support where the Boston Red Sox fall to the Toronto Blue Jays 5-2. Sox and the Sox and the Jays square off at 4 or 5 p.m. at Fenway Park Mall. It'll be game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the San Jose Sharks. Game time 8 o'clock in San Jose. Oakland, California. Cleveland Cavaliers coach Tyler Lewis pushing LeBron James to pick up the pace in Game 2 of the NBA Finals and hopes that can jumpstart an offense that struggled in Game 1 loss to the Golden State Warriors. FIFA's top former officials included ex-President Sepp Blatter, awarding themselves more than 79 million Swiss francs, $8 million over the past 5 years of bonuses and sensitive salary increases, some of which are probably both. Cleveland's Kevin Love had no room to work against the Warriors defense on Thursday night. Waco, Texas. New Baylor coach Jim Grobe is retaining out Browns. Assistant coach hopes to keep all those recruits. Peter Chell News Times now 8:09 on this Saturday morning. It's time off for H.
Or Highway Report.
Trevor Report.
Beep.
That's right, Robert. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's study off in Rhode Island,
Okay,
where
Providence and vicinity.
it's looking and highways and byways the Ocean State.
Only Route 79 at Route 195 still out of service for the next few years for bridge replacement.
That's right, and 495 on the northbound side, a little south of 140 in Mansfield, around Route 95 in Foxborough.
Yeah, they must be having an event there. Good, they better take a detour.
Southeast Massachusetts highways are looking good, and Cape Cod highways are looking good.
Downtown Boston, a little bit of a delay in closure.
93 in the southbound side, a little south of the Bass Pike, all the way at the Dorchester, the southbound side of the Southeast Expressway. But otherwise, the Bay State highways are looking good. Up in Northern New England, Vermont, North Germain highways are looking good. But up in New York State, I-87 of the southbound side of Plattsburgh gets a little slow after the Canadian border.
And also slow at
I-87 of the southbound side, south of Plattsburgh.
The security checkpoint with people coming in and out.
Yep.
It's the busiest border crossing in America.
That's right.
Northern border. Oh, New York City.
And take a look at Connecticut first, where I-91, it's a little slower on I-84 in Hartford, I-84 in westbound side, a little slower at Newport. But it's looking good outways and byways of Connecticut now. Down in New York City. 670 out of the northbound side, it's a little slow for Beltway, 27 all the way after the Queens. 270 out of the eastbound side, it's slow from Brooklyn all the way to the Lotta Expressway. Lotta Expressway is slow from 278 all the way past Midtown Manhattan. Lincoln Tunnel to the westbound side, a little slow headed towards New Jersey. 270 out of the eastbound side, so from Belt Parkway all the way at the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. I-87 the northbound side, a little slow on Route 95 in the Bronx. And I-79 the eastbound side is out of commission from Newark all the way at the Holland Tunnel due to road work. But highways and byways New York City are looking good. I-95 on the southbound side, so from the George Washington Bridge all the way at the Fort Lee, New Jersey, just before I-80. Highways and byways of New Jersey, Jersey Turnpike, and Garden State Parkway are looking good. At Pennsylvania, it's looking good highways and byways of the Pennsylvania, except the 376 under the westbound side. A little slow just around the Pittsburgh stretch. Out in Maryland, D.C., highways and byways of Baltimore are looking good. Route 50 on the eastbound side, a little slow around Route 301, 95 on the northbound side, so from Dumfries all the way at the Alexandria. Route 66 on the eastbound side, and it's a little slow before the Capital Beltway. And around the Dells, Route 28 on the southbound side, it's so from Sterling all the way up to 260 around the Dells Airport in Virginia. How is it always at Virginia are looking good. Down in the Carolinas, it's looking good, but on Route 20 on it. Both ends also at Route 285, just around the Atlanta city limits. And down in Florida, it is looking good. Down in Texas, I-35 on the West 35W on the northbound side, also at Fort Worth, Texas. Out in the Midwest, I-88 on the eastbound side, also before Route 39, just south of Rockford, I-74 on the eastbound side, also at around the Peoria, Illinois stretch. 489 in the eastbound side, also at 77 to 71 in Cleveland. I-275 on the southbound side, also at Route 96, just west of the Detroit city limits, around Ann Arbor, Michigan. And out in the West Coast, it's looking good highways and byways on the West Coast. Alright, now look at trends and alerts on the MBTA. Subway system, it's looking good. Commuter rail, Freeway Worcester train 1501, 6:40 a.m. South Station operator 10-20 minutes. P.S. goes between Freeway and Worcester due to track work. But all the lines are looking good, and the ferries they are looking good. Peter Chattanooga is out 8:13 on this Saturday morning, and it's time now for a weather report. Oh, we got a hazard weather outlook because day 1 today tonight hazard weather not expected at a time, and day 2 is 7 Sunday for Friday. Sunday and Sunday night, widespread rain, every showers with a possible thunderstorms expected over roughly within a period of 6 hours. Late Sunday and Sunday evening, with any thunderstorms. Heavy rain and gusty winds are expected at rainfall rates of 1 inch per hour possible. There is a moderate risk of low-lying urban port drainage flooded as well as impacts in small streams and tributaries. So, if you got a weekend plans outdoors, Saturday is the best bet over Sunday. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, slight chance of showers after 3 p.m. Front sun's calm at 81 degrees. Calm will be coming southwest about 6 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of 20%. Tonight, patchmark after 1 a.m. about clouds coming about 6 degrees. South about 6 miles coming in the evening. For Sunday, showers may after 10 a.m. Benchmark up before 2 p.m. 69 degrees and south about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of 8%. New about 3.25 days possible. Sunday night, showers are possibly a thunderstorm before 3 a.m. Then showers like some storms produce gusty winds at every rate. Benchmark lower at 63 degrees and southwest about 10 to 13 miles gusts at 25 miles an hour. Chance of 1%. New rate amounts between 1 and 2 inches possible. Monday, chance of showers made before 8 a.m. Most gusts coming at 81 degrees. Southwest about 11 miles an hour. Gusts at 21 miles an hour. Chance of 30%. Monday night, podcast come at 61 degrees. Tuesday, check the showers after 11 a.m. before 11 p.m. Mostly sunny podcast come at 81, about 50 degrees, chance of 35%. Wednesday, most sunny podcast come at same for about 32 degrees. Thursday, most of the podcast come at same for about 53 degrees. And Friday, most of us come at 72 degrees. Good, not here. It is a overcast and hazy skies at 69 degrees. Humidity 70%. 21 above Celsius, and that's going to be for the Peter Channel. Saturday morning news on the Saturday morning, June 4th, 2016. Peter's Lost Time Rub Season. Have a good morning.
Great day, everyone.
And I'll be looking forward to see you for our noontime report.
Yeah.
That's right. Have a good day.